Hello. I'm playing this game I just got called The Beginner's Guide. Let's see. I need to turn down the volume a bit. That's good. Let's see. Video. I should have done this beforehand. Oh, that's good. Okay. Don't even know what this game is, so, let's begin. Please make sure audio is on. That's easy enough. I think I can deal with that. It's a pretty white screen, right?
Hi there.
Oh.
Thank you very much for playing The Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011.
I didn't play The Stanley Parable.
We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made.
Here it
It's
is.
a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way.
Counter-Strike.
And mostly it's just
game.
Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this?
Absolutely
This is
nothing.
what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here.
Oh, what's that over here?
It's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game.
Can he stop?
As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was
stop
completed.
talking, please?
This first one was made in November 2008.
I don't mean to be ignorant, but this is... I'm supposed to be talking here. This is my channel, not this guy's. Ooh. Oh, this is just...
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Yeah, this is like... This isn't... Okay. Escape from Whisper. Sorry, I'm not really bringing too much insight on this game. I have no idea what's going on here.
Hostile alien life form inbound.
I think I was supposed to.
It kind of looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere. But then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets.
Oh, that
But ultimately
sucks.
we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should
this
talk
is
about his
definitely
games for what they
complete.
are,
This is amazing.
rather than for what they're not.
Enemy force neutralized. Begin ship evacuation.
Oh, I see. Very
I
artistic.
love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Oh yes, I love it too. What an amazing game.
Apparently this space station has a labyrinth on it.
Okay.
Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
I think this man is looking too much into this game.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting.
Okay.
The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Oh, it's
Hey,
Half-Life.
You there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
Wow. Wow. That's a lot to ask, to be honest. It's the only thing I can do, though. And then I died.
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Let's see what happens instead. Oh. Oh, that's pretty cool. I like this better. Yeah, this is much better.
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse.
I wonder if he made
I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking.
This is
but
the
what's
worst
clear is
game
that
to
after making
commentate
this,
over because
something
he's
lodges
just
itself in
talking
his
the
brain.
entire time.
He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Ooh. Skybox. I hope they're better. Oh, this is... The past was behind her. I like this already. There's no way to move, though. Oh, what?
Yep. In this game,
Can
you
only
can
move
only walk
backwards.
backwards.
This is interesting. Reminds me of the Microsoft screensaver. Very interesting mechanic. Ooh. But the
So it's a
future cannot
short
be seen.
and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the
There's some-
previous game, but actually
does
it
the
seems to be
future
more focused,
keep
more complete.
changing.
Coda's trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
When she stops and looks, it becomes clearer. Can I walk forward now? No. I like this. This is very cool. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. What's that one say? But the future is always behind her. How will she find the strength? I'm a man, though. Ooh, that's a beautiful door. To confront it. Oh, it's not there anymore.
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that.
Awesome.
Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
Quick. Loading November 2008. Alright, now I'm scared. Oh dear. Oh dearie me. Oh dear. You are now entering the Twilight Zone. What am I entering? Did it say on the back of it? Now I'm confused as to where I am. Okay. Okay. Alright.
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
The guy who made or posted this game, he didn't make any of these games. Basically, he just compiled them, which is kind of weird. Maybe there's more
Oftentimes,
to it
Coda
that
would
he
put
made.
bizarre titles
he
like
made
this
the
one
Stanley
at the start of his
Parable,
games.
But, whoa.
I wish I'd known him at the time that he was
map.
making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do with your life? Oh.
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So
This is
why,
kinda terrifying.
if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
This is kind of scary. What is this guy's deal? Ooh. Stand on an X staring at a bear for 3 hours. A game where you collect items. Except the game automatically quits when you collect them all. A game of only emotional quotes. Playing one. Ooh, it's all
A room that's warm and nice
you must
and
address
filled
and
with
rally
little
group
ideas
of
for
eager
games.
press reporters. This is kind of scary. This guy didn't intend for anyone to play these games. This guy is kind of
Coda would often
creeping
tell me
out.
that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see
You are
that.
a gate. I like
It can
that
be
one.
a very slow climb to get
You
there.
are a gate. This guy knows what he's doing. I like him. Press U to surrender. Okay. You construct a wall. January 2009. This guy is way ahead of his time. Ready, set, fish. That's what I like to hear. Oh. This is the first game. Maybe it's Quake or something. Bum, bum, ba, 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 ba. Wow.
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
It's not a puzzle, it's a door, you doofus. Oh, this is easy. You just do this. Oh, oh dear.
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon. We're going to see it a lot.
3 dots. Okay. Alright. Is that the entire game? Do you just go back and forth doing that over and over? Because I'm ready for that. I can get down to that.
So that seems to be it, right?
Yeah.
You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again, so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Okay then. Oh dear. Can I...
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing.
Why?
I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea.
Why are there so many?
In the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world.
Oh, I mean...
Either way, I think that the point is the same. Is that most of the time, you don't get to know what you're missing. Or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player.
Oh, it doesn't
So
even
if
tell
your
you that
role
you can
here is
crouch,
not
but
to
you can.
understand, then what is it?
This guy... Oh, we're back. You are now exiting.
Aha. So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow.
That's
It
pretty
could
cool.
even be that the Stairs game and
Pretty
Puzzle
cool.
game
That's pretty
are
cool.
literally connected in between this and the
Pretty cool.
entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to
dear.
play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step
Oh,
back
jeez.
and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
How many games are there going to be? I don't have time for this. I need to get done the great and lovely descent. Oh, wow. I like this. Oh, yes. Well done, Coda.
Let's talk about video game development for a second. Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
What's that say? The Streetwise Fool.
To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source.
Oh,
like
I
all
knew
engines,
it.
Source has certain
engine.
things that it does well, and it has
Easy
certain
peasy.
things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
Oh, I can. Oh.
The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games, to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear boxy
And the controls,
corridors.
they also didn't say you could use E to interact, but yeah. Okay, maybe not. I don't know why, I just got a lag spike right there. I like the carpeting. I'm gonna go down. Hold on a minute. Oh, come on, dude. Should have put something there. Oh, jeez. This is more like it. I like this. If I were to make video games... Oh. Whoops. These are the games I would make. Nonsensical. Weird things. Oh no. Okay. That was cool. Where have I seen this? Reminds me of something from Metroid, the DS Metroid game. This is beautiful. Oh, jeez. You are a gate. This reminds me of a barn, maybe where horses would be. Oh, jeez. What does enter do in this game? Nothing yet. Oh, it's an elevator. Oh. Okay.
This
Alrighty.
prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
A full hour. What is this man's deal?
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
This guy is insane. What is this dude's deal? Are we gonna have to play through those 100 games now? I hope so. I hope so. No, this reminds me of Half-Life 2. Hey, maybe that's his, like, stamp. Okay.
It's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time.
Okay. Thanks for telling me.
There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
Okay. I think you're looking too much into it again, but that's just me. I don't look into things too much. Ooh. No, this is more like it. you there? Did you come up?
Here, Coda begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities.
There was a
Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Yes, there was an enormous prison I spent hours in. Well, that's just not true, because he glitched me through it. I say yes. There were these. Nah. The first one. Now, this is important. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? Well, yes, I did. Again, perfect. Now, please tell us how you solved it. Tell us the solution. Tell us how to get to the other side. Oh, dear. I don't remember how I solved it. I'm trying to remember, but I can't. I didn't solve it. Someone else let me in. Trust me, you don't want to get over there. Well, I'll say 3 for that one. This is kind of creepy. Okay. Oh dear. Just gonna be leaving now. We're just gonna be leaving through here. Oh jeez. Oh. Yes. I actually did see that black space. I noticed it. Don't think too hard about it. We'll see it again soon. Alright, I hope I do. I guess that guy wasn't looking too much into the puzzle, because they actually brought it up later.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
I wonder if this dude made this music too. It's pretty good. Oh. Some darkness here. It's a college. It's been a college the whole time.
It's a lamppost.
No.
Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to.
Wow, it's
he wants a
lagging
reference
a lot here.
He
for
wants
some
the
reason.
work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
Alright, sounds good. Sounds good. Can we continue now, please? Yep. April 2009. This game is connected to the internet. You can leave notes. What notes you are left? You see you are left by other players. I doubt it, but okay. Nice room. Not. Jeez, that's kind of a... That's mean.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet.
No point
All
to
of the
this.
notes that you're going to see have been written by Coda.
I knew it.
This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him
Whoa.
at a weekend game
Holy-
jam in Sacramento, where I grew up.
Can you guys hear
I saw
me?
him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that
Hello.
anyone else was doing. So right away I was like,
Where's
I
the
have
door?
to be friends with this person.
Everyone read this?
In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too
Hey.
pushy, trying to get his attention.
This place makes me sad.
I was over enthusiastic. But he was very gracious
I
about
want
it and
to tell
very
you a
patient
secret.
with me.
secret once upon
And
a
I
time.
cooled off eventually.
I did. There are a lot of these. I don't know if I should read all these.
Oh, feel free to
the
skip
world,
over any of these notes if they're not doing
find
anything for
something,
you. Nothing extra is going to happen
something.
if you read all of them. Either way,
How's there wooden grass
to me
and
they
concrete
convey a
here?
sense of loneliness. I see this person
Alright, I'm
who's
done.
filled with thoughts
dude
and
made so many
feelings
notes.
and beliefs
Holy
and
cow.
has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
That's terrifying. What is this guy's deal? I know I've said that already, but seriously.
But it's
this
ironic,
man,
isn't it? That in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just
seductive.
play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world.
Someday I will meet the person who made this.
And then I feel less lonely too.
I help people because of the internal good feeling I can get. Oh wow, this is abstract art at its finest. I dig it. This is where I get off. I failed to write anything here. Stop, turn back, proceeding further will only result in misery. Okay. Alright. So many notes. This game was never even connected to the internet. It'd be cool if they added a feature where you could actually leave notes for people. Let's see what people have to say about this amazing art piece. Stop faking it. What's that even mean? Art. Hey guys, how's it going? Just hanging. Help, I am trying to speak. We will all die someday. Stop pretending you are other people. Spoilers, it doesn't mean anything. Devil Tower Star. He was himself the most horrible creature he could imagine. Well, I'm here now. Yeah, we're all here now, you idiot. There must be a reason for it, though. His terrible secret something. I beat the game. No more room.
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the
Can
puzzle
I just
means.
skip all this, please?
Each of these games
I don't
represents
care.
an idea that was
I
on
know this
Coda's
is
mind
supposed to
at
be
the
some
time that he
sort
was
of-
making it.
Some
And
sort
the
of
puzzle is a way of
emotional-
closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
emotional grouping of video games.
In each of his
Alright.
games,
Alright,
after
I can hear
exploring a
whispering.
theme
That's
that,
kinda
he
weird.
might find difficult,
This is
Coda can then place this
supposed to be
puzzle
some kind of
that he
emotional
knows
grouping
has a
of this
reliable
dude's games,
solution.
but I mean,
He understands exactly how it works, and so
this
it gives him
guy
a simple
thinks
mechanism
this game is
for
a bit
moving
too
on.
much. I mean, it's not that great of a game. It's cool. I dig it.
And because there's this dark
I'm all
area
into-
between the doors, a space between the spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let
mean,
go
like,
of the events that led you here.
This is a very
To step back
interesting
and
game, and I
connect the
do
pieces
dig
together.
it so much. But
To grasp at that
the guy commenting just
elusive bigger picture.
ruins the entire experience for me. Oh jeez, I do have typewriters. I see typewriters. They're not even typing, so where's the noise coming from? Speak. Jeez, I want to make games after this guy. These games are amazing.
Okay, this one is tough.
Too.
It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Okay. I'm gonna immerse myself in this painting. Oh, here it is. I dig it. The music, the graphics, everything. Just not the commentary. I can do without that. Please. Please don't ruin this for me. Radiator with light on it. That's what it looks like. Oh, I'm in a well. Well.
See, like, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway.
Okay, press enter to let me up there.
For some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Cool. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. There's the well. Here I am. Furniture ought to go in the center of the room. Ooh, now this I can get into. Put a giant hole in the ground, why don't you? That's not... What? Along the wall of the room. Let's just put a big old picture of a horse. What? It's not what I asked for at all. Oh yes, a Tesla coil. Oh, hot diggity. Oh, nope, it's the Pixar lamp. And a table, you need a table. Tables were invented in 1935, thank you very much. Thanks. Oh, jeez.
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
That's what you think. I think this is the most artistic one yet.
So, okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Hello, please walk forward. This guide will enable you to escape any prison environment. Oh, I can dig it. Follow the instructions carefully. First, click on the table. I thought that was a bench. Oh, where? Over here? Oh, jeez. Touch the shelves. Okay. Back to my prison. Return. I'm drowning out the guy who commentates now.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape.
Oh.
Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these.
That's amazing.
I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen.
Oh my gosh.
Personally, I think it's awful to watch this, to see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Jeez. Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular
How do you know about
this
guy? You don't know about him.
Without
you don't know what he thinks of. Oh,
and so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something. And he likes it.
Ooh,
and that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons.
Okay.
This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
What? What? Oh. So this is kind of surreal. Okay. It's a phone booth. Jeez. I'm gonna make a phone call. Hello? Who is this? Hey, it's me! Oh, you from after you escaped the prison. You're me? So you were trapped in this prison too? I don't remember there being a phone in that prison.
It's a conversation. And so this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows.
How does this guy know what Coda wants?
But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself.
Actually,
you know,
already forgetting
all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
It's been years. Yep. I don't think. It's hard to admit, but I was afraid to make this call. Oh. I'm the first to call you back, though. Then can you tell me how to get out? Maybe I can come find you. What do I have to do? Let's see. Tell me how you feel right now. What? That will free me? How does that work? Listen, just tell me how you feel. That's okay. Alright then. Go on. In case you guys didn't know, I chose the third go on.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
That's not really what I told him. I kind of just told him you could escape by, tell me how he felt. Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah. This game is interesting. This is all to 2009 so far.
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
Ooh, snowy. This dude knows
to
how
me,
to make
this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
Oh. Clean. Ooh. I'm lagging so much right now. Oops, what did I do? Oh, I opened up the Steam thing. Or not Steam thing, but... Is there a way to save? Or do I have to just keep going? Don't worry about me. Okay, guys.
You'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
I kind of want to stop playing, but at the same time, I feel like I'm forced to keep playing. That's a nice bed. Straighten up the rug. Straighten up the bookshelf. Okay, guys. On this glorious note, I'm gonna have to bid you guys a bid. I don't even know if that's the right word. I'm just gonna have to say goodbye. It's been a beautiful time, and I might keep playing this, who knows. Goodbye. How do I get out of here?